Why is it important to have a plan? Well, let's think of this way. Can we build a house without a plan? Can we organize an event, big or small, without a proper plan? Leave all that. Can you achieve success in your examinations without a proper study plan? No. Planning is the foundation to success. It's like a map that helps you to meet your goal. It's rightly said. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Namaste and welcome to Hindi with Bindu Udayan, where you will be getting English explanation to your Hindi lessons. Here is a lesson based on Gandhiji's plan of Sabarmati Ashram. A lesson from class 7th. आश्रम का अनुमानित व्यय. Let us learn the 19th lesson from class 7th, Ashram Ka Anumanit Vyay, written by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation, an apostle of non-violence and preacher of truth, was born on October 2nd, 1869 in Gujarat. His entire life is a saga of valor and sacrifices. Freedom was the breath of Mahatma Gandhi's life. In order to uproot the Britishers from the Indian soil, Mahatma Gandhi sacrificed everything. In 1919, he started a non-violent and peaceful movement. Mahatma Gandhi was a man of sound and strong convictions. He was not only a man of words, but also of action. He practiced what he preached. His approach to various problems was non-violent. The part played by Mahatma Gandhi on the stage of Indian politics is unforgettable. In those stormy days of the struggle for Indian independence, Gandhiji was imprisoned several times, but freedom of his motherland remained his cherished goal. He guided many freedom struggles and launched the Quit India movement. On his return from South Africa, Gandhiji established his first ashram at the Kochra bungalow of Jivanlal Desai, a barrister and friend of Gandhi, on 25th May 1915. At that time, the ashram was called the Satyagraha Ashram. But Gandhiji wanted to carry out various activities such as farming and animal husbandry in addition to other pursuits, which called for the need of a much larger area of usable land. So, 2 years later, on 17th June 1917, the ashram was relocated to an area of 36 acres on the banks of the river Sabarmati, and it came to be known as the Sabarmati Ashram. Sabarmati Ashram, named for the river on which it sits, was created with a dual mission: to serve as an institution that would carry on a search for truth and a platform to bring together a group of workers committed to non-violence who would help secure freedom for India. The Sabarmati Ashram was home to Gandhiji from 1917 until 1930 and served as one of the main centers of the Indian freedom struggle. The ashram became home to the ideology that set India free. And this lesson, Ashram Ka Anumanit Vyay, gives the details of Sabarmati Ashram, its initial members, its belongings, and expenses as estimated by Gandhiji. He had realized from his days spent in South Africa that the ashram like this can help in community building exercise to eradicate social problems of India. He hoped it can shine as an example to Indian society of peaceful coexistence. आश्रम का बजट बनाते हुए गांधी जी ने हर छोटी से छोटी बात का ध्यान रखा है. While making the estimate of the expense for this ashram, Gandhiji took care of even the minutest thing. गांधी जी अपने आश्रम में आने वाले मेहमानों की जरूरतों का पूरा ख्याल रखना चाहते थे, लेकिन ऐसा करते हुए भी वे अनावश्यक खर्चे से दूर रहना चाहते थे. He wanted to cater to all the needs of the guests, but in doing so too, he wanted to avoid all the unnecessary expenses. So here is ashram का अनुमानित व्यय, the expenses of ashram as estimated by Gandhi ji. आरंभ में संस्था अर्थात आश्रम में 40 लोग होंगे. कुछ समय में इस संख्या के 50 हो जाने की संभावना है. Gandhiji's idea was to begin the institution with 40 inmates that may gradually go up to 50. हर महीने औसतन 10 अतिथियों के आने की संभावना है. An average of 10 guests were expected to arrive every month. इनमें 3 या 5 सपरिवार होंगे, out of which 3 to 5 may arrive with their families. इसलिए स्थान की व्यवस्था ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि परिवार वाले लोग अलग रह सकें और शेष एक साथ. So the arrangement of the place should be such that the family members could stay separately and the rest of them together. इसको ध्यान में रखते हुए 3 रसोई घर हो और मकान कुल 50,000 वर्ग फुट क्षेत्रफल में बने तो सब लोगों के लायक जगह हो जाएगी. Taking this into consideration, he would need about 50,000 वर्ग फुट क्षेत्रफल, that is the area of the land. He needs about 50,000 square feet of land for living quarters. And 3 rasoi ghar, that is 3 kitchens for 50 plus residents. इसके अलावा 3,000 पुस्तकें रखने लायक पुस्तकालय और अलमारियां होनी चाहिए. In addition to these, there should be a library with cabinets to hold 3,000 books. कम से कम 5 एकड़ जमीन खेती करने के लिए चाहिए. A minimum of 5 acres of land was required for cultivation or farming. जिसमें कम से कम 30 लोग काम कर सके इतने खेती के औजार चाहिए. And farming tools so that at least 30 people could work in the field were also needed. इनमें कुदालियों, फावड़ों और खुरपों की जरूरत होगी. The tools including pickaxe, spades and trowels were also required. बढ़ईगिरी के निम्नलिखित औजार भी होने चाहिए. बढ़ईगिरी is carpentry. The following carpentry tools were also listed out. 5 बड़े हथौड़े, 5 big hammers, 3 बसूले, 3 basulas or side axes, 5 छोटी हथौड़ियां, 5 small hammers, 2 Allen, 2 Allen or rasps or files, 3 bum, 3 bombs, 10 छोटी बड़ी छेनियां, 10 big and small chisels, 4 रंदे, रंदे are the planing tools, so 4 रंदे, 1 सालनी, a measuring tool, 4 केतियां, 4 pliers or pincers, 4 छोटी बड़ी बेधनियां, बेधनियां are punchers, so 4 big and small punchers, 4 आरियां, 4 handsaws, 5 छोटी बड़ी संडासियां, संडासियां are holding tools, so 5 big and small clamps or holding tools, 20 रत्तल कीलें छोटी और बड़ी, 20 rattles of nails big and small. Rattle is a unit of measuring weight. 1 rattle is equal to half a kg. एक मोंगरा लकड़ी का हथौड़ा. मोंगरा is the wooden hammer or mallet. Apart from these, mochi ke औजार, cobbler's tools were also required. Let's have a look at these carpentry tools. Hathodi, hammers or mallets. Basula is an adze or side axe. This is how it works. Aran, files and rasps, they are filing tools. Tri-square salni, that is a measuring tool. Rande are wood planing tools. Chenia are chisels. They are carving tools. Ketia, pincers and pliers. Bedhnia are nail punchers. Then Kile, of course, nails. Ari, handsaw. Sandasiya are clamps holding tools, and mongra or mallet is the wooden hammer. मेरे अनुमान से इन सब पर कुल 5 रुपया खर्च आएगा. As per Gandhiji's estimation, all these tools will cost a total of 5 rupees. You may think only 5 rupees, but 5 rupees was a good amount in the year 1917. रसोई के लिए आवश्यक सामान पर 150 रुपए खर्च आएगा, and it will cost 150 rupees for the necessary kitchen items. स्टेशन दूर होगा तो सामान को या मेहमानों को लाने के लिए बैलगाड़ी चाहिए. A bullock cart will be needed if the railway station was far from the site. मैं खाने का खर्च 10 रुपए मासिक प्रति व्यक्ति लगाता हूं. I estimate a monthly food expense of 10 rupees per head, Gandhiji says. मैं नहीं समझता कि हम यह खर्च पहले वर्ष में निकाल सकेंगे. And according to Gandhi ji, they will not be able to bear the expense in the first initial year. वर्ष में औसतन 50 लोगों का खर्च 6,000 रुपए आएगा. With an average of 50 inmates, the annual food expenditure will come up to an amount of 6,000 rupees. मुझे मालूम हुआ है कि प्रमुख लोगों की इच्छा ये है कि अहमदाबाद में यह प्रयोग 1 वर्ष तक किया जाए. I came to know that the main people wish to experiment this in Ahmedabad for an year. यदि ऐसा हो तो अहमदाबाद को ऊपर बताया गया सब खर्च उठाना चाहिए. In that case, Ahmedabad will have to bear the above mentioned expenses. मेरी मांग तो ये भी है कि अहमदाबाद मुझे पूरी जमीन और मकान सभी दे दे, तो बाकी खर्च मैं कहीं और से या दूसरी तरह जुटा लूंगा. My demand is that if Ahmedabad gives me the land and houses, then I will collect the rest of the expenses from somewhere else. अब चूंकि विचार बदल गया है, इसलिए ऐसा लगता है कि 1 वर्ष का या इससे कुछ कम दिनों का खर्च अहमदाबाद को उठाना चाहिए. Now that the idea has changed, it seems that Ahmedabad has to bear the cost for an year or less. यदि अहमदाबाद 1 वर्ष के खर्च का बोझ उठाने के लिए तैयार न हो, तो ऊपर बताए गए खाने की खर्च का इंतजाम मैं कर सकता हूं. If Ahmedabad is not prepared to bear the expense for an year, I will be in a position to provide the food expenses mentioned above. Gandhi ji suggests. चूंकि मैंने खर्च का यह अनुमान जल्दी में तैयार किया है, इसलिए यह संभव है कि कुछ मदें मुझसे छूट गई हों. Since I have prepared this estimate of expenditure in a hurry, it is possible that I have missed out some aspects. इसके अतिरिक्त खाने के खर्च के सिवा मुझे स्थानीय स्थितियों की जानकारी नहीं है. Apart from these, I am not aware of the local conditions except for the cost of food. इसलिए मेरे अनुमान में भूलें भी हो सकती हैं. Therefore, there may be mistakes in my estimate. यदि अहमदाबाद सब खर्च उठाए तो विभिन्न मदों से खर्च इस तरह होगा. If Ahmedabad is ready to bear all the expenses, then the expenditure on various aspects will be as follows. किराया, बंगला और खेत की जमीन, rent for the bungalow and farmland. किताबों की अलमारियों का खर्च, cost of the bookshelves. बढ़ई के औजार, carpenter's tools. मोची के औजार, cobbler's tools. चौके का सामान, kitchen items. एक बैलगाड़ी या घोड़ा गाड़ी, a bullock cart or a horse drawn carriage. 1 वर्ष के लिए खाने का खर्च 6,000 रुपया. Food expenses for an year 6,000 rupees. मेरा ख्याल है कि हमें लुहार और राज मिस्त्री के औजारों की भी जरूरत होगी. I think we'll need the tools for blacksmiths and masons as well. दूसरे बहुत से औजार भी चाहिए. Many more tools are required. किंतु इस हिसाब से मैंने उनका खर्च और शिक्षण संबंधी सामान का खर्च शामिल नहीं किया है. But in this budget, I have not included the expenses of the other tools and educational goods. शिक्षण के सामान में 5-6 देशी हथकरघों की आवश्यकता होगी and 5 to 6 indigenous or native handlooms will be required as a part of educational equipment. Gandhiji's concept of education is not only the eradication of illiteracy, but learning by doing. He preaches the doctrine of simple living and high thinking. Education system proposed by Mahatma Gandhi is called as Bunyadi Shiksha or basic education. He mainly aims at activity-centered education to make the children skilled and independent. He wished that some local craft should be made as a medium of education for children so that they develop their mind, body and soul in a harmonious way and also meet the needs of their future life. अहमदाबाद में स्थापित आश्रम का संविधान स्वयं गांधी जी ने तैयार किया था. इस संविधान के मसविदे से पता चलता है कि वह भारतीय जीवन का निर्माण किस प्रकार करना चाहते थे. The Constitution of Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, drawn by Gandhi ji, gives us a clear picture of his vision for the future of India. आश्रम की कार्य प्रणाली मुख्यतः आत्मनिर्भरता, आपसी सहयोग और सरलता पर आधारित थी. The mode of work in the ashram was mainly based on self-reliance, cooperation and simplicity. गांधी जी अपनी सरल जीवन शैली द्वारा लोगों को परिश्रम का महत्व समझाना चाहते थे. With his simple lifestyle, Gandhi ji wanted to make the people understand the importance of hard work. आश्रम में बढ़ईगिरी, खेती, लोहार, हस्तकला आदि को बढ़ावा देकर वे आश्रम वासियों को स्वावलंबन का पाठ पढ़ाना चाहते थे. By promoting carpentry, farming, handicrafts, blacksmith, etc., he wanted to teach the inhabitants of ashram lesson on being self-sufficient. Sabarmati Ashram is the mortal reflection of Gandhian philosophy. The ashram serves as a source of inspiration and guidance and stands as a monument to Gandhi's life mission and a testimony to others who have fought a similar struggle. In March 1930, Gandhiji embarked on his famous march to Dandi in Gujarat for the salt satyagraha. He vowed never to return to the ashram until India became independent. India did achieve freedom, but Mahatma never returned to Sabarmati, as he was assassinated by Nathuram Godse on 30th January 1948 in New Delhi. Today, Sabarmati Ashram is a museum where various things which are the souvenirs of Mahatma Gandhi and the philosophy of freedom and equality he lived for have been preserved. Let's revise. हर महीने कितने अतिथियों के आने की संभावना है? How many guests were expected to arrive every month? सपरिवार रहने वाले अतिथियों की संख्या आश्रम में कितनी होगी? What would be the possible number of guests who may arrive with their families? आश्रम में कितने रसोई घर होने चाहिए? How many kitchens should be there in the ashram? आश्रम के मकान के लिए कितनी जमीन चाहिए? How much land would be required for ashram's living quarters? पुस्तकालय कितनी पुस्तकें रखने लायक होनी चाहिए? How many books should be there in the library? खेती के लिए कितनी जमीन चाहिए? How much land is required for cultivation? खेती के लिए कौन से औजार चाहिए? Which equipments were required for farming? एक वर्ष के खाने का खर्च कितना आएगा? What would be the expense of food for an year? रसोई के लिए आवश्यक सामान पर कितना खर्च आएगा? What would be the cost of kitchen items? That was आश्रम का अनुमानित व्यय. Expenses of Sabarmati Ashram as estimated by Gandhi ji. A good plan is like a roadmap. It shows the final destination and usually the best way to get there. No doubt, Gandhiji's plan of action and far-sightedness were the main reasons behind the successful establishment and functioning of Sabarmati Ashram. Hope you have understood the importance of planning. Thank you for watching. Please like and share and don't forget to subscribe for the upcoming lessons. See you again in the next video with a new lesson.